Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaim here with a short video of sorts. I kind of wanted to touch upon this because move tutors have been revealed for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon, and that means that Greninja will be receiving a buff of sorts going into the game, and I do want to know your thoughts on that. So the move tutors that Greninja ends up having are Gunk Shot, Low Kick, and Ice Punch. Others include like Spite, Icy Wind, Bounce. Maybe Icy Wind could be cool in VGC, you know, with regular Greninja or whatnot. But because I don't believe that Greninja is actually allowed in the VGC. But Gunk Shot's actually pretty big, considering two of Greninja's main switch-ins. Well, the three main Greninja switch-ins currently, I would say, would be Toxapex, Tangrowth, and Tapu Fini. Of course, other switch-ins include Chansey and certain variations of Celesteela, but they get 2 KO'd by Hydro Pump. So those are probably the main switch-ins to Greninja. Tangrowth having to be Assault Vest, otherwise it gets 2 KO'd by sometimes Hydro Pump after rocks, and Dark Pulse always. Tapu Fini just naturally resisting the dual stab, and of course Toxapex, being Toxapex, just being able to take any hit from Greninja, of course fearing the Dark Pulse flinch. But having Gunk Shot in its arsenal is pretty cool, even on a timid Greninja, because I have some calcs right here. This is a timid 0 attack investment Greninja, no item boosted, versus max HP Fini. It is a guaranteed 2 KO after leftovers recovery, and that will go like the most defensive Fini, though this isn't ran for the most part. But you do 40 to 48, and if you actually go naive, you can 2 KO after rocks. If rocks are up, you can 2 KO. Let me actually just put Stealth Rock up right there. 94% chance to 2 KO after Stealth Rock and leftovers recover. And this is pretty cool considering Tapu Fini comes in a defog. Tapu Fini comes in again on Greninja. So if you're not running a choice lock Greninja, so let's say you just Dark Pulse on the Fini switching. Alright, 17 to 20%. That means your Gunk Shot now 2 KOs him. Of course, you could also run. Of course, you could also just run Timid. That way, you avoid the Moonblast KO always from 0 special attack investment. So that's something to think about. The fact that Gunk Shot does allow you to get through that, and also, which is pretty cool, considering Greninja also has access to spikes. Or Greninja in general does have access to spikes. And the next one would of course be Tangrowth. So with Timid nature, you do 42 to 50%. So again, after Stealth Rock, you do 2 KO, and of course, if you are running naive, then you are typically 2 KOing Tangrowth taking 47 to 56%. So of course with Stealth Rock you are guaranteed 2 KO with that as well. So this is pretty important considering it just makes Greninja that much better as a Pokemon. Another cool thing that it does get is Low Kick. Now this is so important for Chansey because you only do like 20% to Chansey with a naive nature, but it's pretty cool for weakening Pokemon like Assault Vest Magearna as well as Kyurem Black. Though typically Dark Pulse and Hydro Pump will do the job anyway. But I think Gunk Shot is a pretty big one. I also put Ice Punch here because it does have base 145 attack. So it is something that could be abused on this list. Other attacks include obviously U-Turn, Waterfall, Night Slash, Shadow Sneak. But that's not typically seen. Usually you see like a Specs variant, or maybe a Darkium or Hydro Vortex variant, or basically, like, those are usually the ones you see. Maybe a Life Orb one, but I don't really see Life Orb Greninja. Those are the sets that I usually see on Gren. But Gunk Shot's actually pretty cool, and it does make this mon that much more of a threat. I do want to know your thoughts on that. I'll have a bunch more videos up today talking about certain things, but I think this one did deserve its own video because it's specifically about Gren. So like I said, I want to know your thoughts on that. Does this, or will this be the thing that finally pushes Gren over the edge? Smallgun has not suspect tested Greninja at all. I'm really surprised about that, I'm not gonna lie. But will it having access to Gunk Shot be that thing that pushes it over the edge? That's a common question of the day, I guess. And also, what move would you drop? Obviously, you need Water Shuriken, you definitely need Dark Pulse, and you probably need Surf or Hydro Pump. So I'm assuming what you drop is, you drop Spikes, or you drop a U-Turn on it, or Ice Beam. Now, Ice Beam is interesting because max special attack Ice Beam, non-specs, does 41 to 48. So Gunk Shot actually does more damage than that to it. But of course, if you are running a Choice Specs, I feel like even on a Choice Specs variant of Greninja, you might even run unless you're running Ice Beam, of course. You might even run Gunk Shot still, but I feel like this is better on a set that is obviously freed up. Another thing to think about is the fact that a Z move could be pretty cool. Doesn't do too much to this mon. Doesn't do too much to Tangrowth either. Well, it does do a lot to Tangrowth. With Dark Pulse, that can actually, if you're already, this is assuming of course you are already in the mode, but with Dark Pulse, let me get rid of the choice specs because you don't have it. With Dark Pulse, Acid Downpour does, now I gave it a choice pen, not bad. With this, it's a guarantee to a KO, 26%, 75%, that's over 100%. So I do want to know your thoughts on that, though I don't know if it'd run that one. And obviously it makes it a little bit weaker versus Toxapex. It doesn't help out at all versus Toxapex. Toxapex, you're still going to want to flinch down with the Dark Pulse, but versus Tapu Fini and versus Tangrowth, it definitely is a buff for Asfgerthrrth. So I want to know your thoughts. Feel free to leave them down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, friends.